Hello, people. How are you? I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday morning. And I'm just headed into the office right now. I am jamming north on the 5, about to get on the 57. And I was honestly just thinking about something I wanted to post something for Wednesday, Hump Day, right? And originally had one path and it turned into something else, but I think that most people, at least the stereotype of a Wednesday and this thought of it being hump day, right? Like getting over this hump, most people I think look at it as getting over the hump as in less days left until the weekend when they get to do what they really want to do, or more importantly, because most people aren't doing what they really want to do, they no longer have to be bound to doing another thing they don't want to do for 8 hours in a row before they can clock out and go to the next thing. And I think that if you change your perspective from looking at it as a merry-go-round every week, and you're just sliding down the last 2 days to hit into the weekend when the handcuffs are off. I think that if you change the perspective that you're on a trail and you are walking or running or hiking or crawling, you're moving forward down this trail, and this trail leads eventually to something that you would consider the pinnacle, the mountaintop. You know what it looks like, but whatever it is that looks like, each week is just a distance forward. Think of it, if you put a goal way out and you say 1,000 weeks from now, how long is that? It's quite some time. It's a little less than 20 years. And you're on a trail towards that. Okay? Each week is not a lap around a merry-go-round. Each week is the amount of distance you are able to travel. And so, yes, like rest, adjust the time that you spend on things. But look at Wednesday as a day that you've got one more day of momentum to be able to drive even harder tomorrow, to have even greater success tomorrow, to push yourself a little further down the path so that you're a little closer to whatever it is that dream, that pinnacle looks like. So it's not time to let off the gas. It's time to go all in. When I was training for my 40-mile ultra marathon, I started to look at different obstacles in running like life. And some of the obstacles you face are hills. And so I would push myself through the ups of the hills as hard as I could, in a metaphor to life, as the challenging times, push through them, get to the top of that difficult phase faster, and then you'll get to the part where gravity helps you. Going downhill, your body has momentum. Push with that hill, because every time you take yourself off of the gas, you've got to rehab some push, right? There's always an ounce of momentum that kind of is lost with that, right? As I get a reminder on my phone while doing this that we leave tonight for Punta Cana, we'll be there and celebrating, a reward or an incentive that I earned through activity last year, along with Claudia and our team and our business partners, and it's going to be a great time. But when I come back from that, I pause, right? I walked in the flatlands of my run, which is all good. You need that. You've got to catch your breath. But that day that I come back, I know that I have to charge up that hill hard and push, climb up the distance to get the momentum to be able to run the hill on the other side. And so I would push myself through those moments knowing there's a reward on the other end if I did. And so I want you to start looking at every week not as a lap around, right? Not as this mundane, I'm just going to do the same thing over again. But how can each week you have actions that are able to actually help you progress and move forward? Because life is not a merry-go-round. Life is a journey, and along that journey you're going to impact people. Along that journey, maybe your ability to continue traveling it will become easier through resources, through relationships, through you getting better at whatever it is that you do. I think it has to do with not just your work. Like I'm driving right now for my career. That's what it's the engine that allows me to continue to have experiences in life, which is one of the things I'm really, really driven behind. And so this week, today, Wednesday, you should have more momentum than any other day of the week. And if not, start kicking those knees up, push through that hill. I don't care how hard it is, how difficult it is, whatever you're facing right now, the challenges that are going on, it doesn't matter. Pick your feet up and push yourself up that hill. There's a reward on the other end, which is there'll be a downhill. You're going to have some gravity. You're going to get to run down, and eventually there'll be some rest and rejuvenation. But man, if all you can think about is getting to the weekend so you can take the handcuffs off from what it is that you're required to do every week so that you can, maintain or live your life, I really, really encourage you to just start looking outside of what you're doing. What could you do that would make you not feel that way? How could what you're doing fuel it? See, this is why I'm obsessed with entrepreneurship and commission-based careers, because you actually get the ability to take action, to push yourself, and to climb your resources every week, every year, every decade. And if you get into, for instance, what I do, or you're in it, I highly recommend wherever you are right now, you start believing that you're going to be in it a decade or 2 decades from now if you push and progress. Because had I planned out the way that I did things, knowing I'd be here now 10 years later almost, my 10-year anniversary in the insurance and financial services business is August 9th. And so had I planned for today 10 years ago, I'd be a lot further on that trail, because I didn't realize I was on the trail. I didn't know that I was going. I just was going through laps, living life like that. Anyways, that's a thought for this Wednesday. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to listen. If this in any way is of a benefit to you, can you just let me know? It's encouraging to keep doing it. And also share it with someone, because I believe that the things that are on my heart and what I'm holding myself to, they must be the things that are also in the hearts of other people. And there must be other people who hear this and say, you know what, I feel the same way, or that hit me where I needed to. And if it did, just share it with someone, maybe comment their name or tag them in here so they can see it. But I appreciate you guys. Have a phenomenal day and enjoy the rest of your week.